I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, March the 31st, brought to you in part by To Leave by Norbrook. I've got unbreaking news. To Leave, the fast and long-acting telithromycin injection that is packaged exclusively in plastic bottles so you don't have to worry about them breaking, in 4 convenient sizes, is available now. For more information, go to norbrook.com. A banner day, and one of the best days in recent memory as far as negotiated trade, active fed cattle marketing, higher prices, people making money for a change. It was just a great day, and people are going to remember March the 30th, 2023 for a long time. And it doesn't matter what they were doing, whether they were playing the board, whether they were talking about their fat cattle marketing, whether they sold feeder cattle, whether they were just waiting for the market to turn around and respond to positive fundamental factors in the market. It was just a great day. Normally, I've got a pretty good battery on my phone, and normally I don't have a big problem keeping it going for a day. But on Thursday, I tell you what, my phone was just blowing up, and I loved it. From different group texts that I have of people selling fat cattle, just higher throughout the day, and it didn't matter whether it was in the northern plains or the southern plains or where it was at. People proud to report what they sold cattle for, people that I don't talk to very often that sell cattle, and were telling me what they brought. Sale barns reporting what they had sold cattle for. It was just an absolute banner day. And like I said, your board was up big, chasing cash, which doesn't happen very often, but what should be the norm. But board chasing down cash and then not able to catch up. Going to be up again on Friday, I'm certain. Your carcass weights came in, your actual carcass weights come in, they were down again under 900 pounds. We've got tight supplies of market-ready cattle, tight supplies of cattle on feed in front of them, tight supplies of feeder cattle, tight supplies of cattle, lightweight cattle to turn out on grass, and the market is responding, which just makes you feel good about the cattle business. Feeder cattle selling higher, and we've run out of superlatives on them. You can't just go with wow or crazy or OMG or whatever. You have to add cuss words to them to really make them ring true. But we had an active fed cattle market, negotiated fed cattle market in the country, and it just started out early in the day. The first thing I heard early in the day was in the southern plains that we had one feed yard cave in at 165. And we thought, why would they cave in at 165 so early in the day? I realize that's $2 higher than last week, but my gosh, we got everything going our way. The packers are hungry. They're short bought. They need cattle. And then I thought, oh my gosh, so what are we going to get in the southern plains? And they thought, well, probably going to be 166 now. No, within an hour, it was 167. All throughout Texas and all throughout Kansas, and then Kansas even sold some cattle to a regional packer going north into Nebraska because they are so short of really top quality cattle up there, bringing 168.5 FOB. My goodness. Then the northern plains, they started selling them, and I was a little bit disappointed because the 170 that I'd heard rumored and that I believe happened on Wednesday on a live basis, FOB in the northern plains, did not get reported. And I thought, well, gosh, surely we'd be getting 170 all over. Well, in just a little bit, it was 170. Started out at 168, 169, 170. Then I started hearing guys selling cattle all over Iowa and Nebraska, all up in the northern plains at 172, and 172 was everywhere for anybody to get. And then finally ending up later in the day with a guy telling me that he was bid 173 for some real top quality clean cattle, and he was bid that 173 by 3 different packers. And if you can't enjoy that kind of an active trade in a negotiated market, I mean, you need to check your pulse, because it was just really great. And I enjoyed the whole day. I was able to spend the day in Illinois, Golden, Illinois, at the Golden Windmill. I gave a presentation for B&B Livestock Supplies and Trailers, and that's Andrew Fleshner up there, and did not know him before, and he turned out to be a great guy, like I figured he would, and met several people that do business with them, and several farmer feeders in the Illinois area there, and just had a great presentation there. Enjoyed every minute of that. Met some new friends, a lot of Feeder Flash gang members in this part of the country, and just really enjoyed that. Later in the day, come back to the Hannibal, Palmyra, Missouri area, which is extreme northeastern Missouri. I got to go out and spend dinner with my friend, auctioneer friend, Quest Flesner, and his wife Amanda, and then his bosses at Palmyra, at F&T Livestock Markets. The owners there came along. F&T's been a long time broadcaster with DV Auction there, purchasing that from the Browning family here in recent years, but we had a great time. And then also got to meet Corbett Jr. And this baby boy, I've never been around a better behaved, more handsome, and more impressive baby boy than this. I hate to start any rumors, but I really like Quest's wife Amanda, and that boy really does look like me. Not to mention being named Corbett there, and you know, you guys just take that as you will. But had a great day in northeastern Missouri and in western Illinois there. Also, it just happens to be my friend Mike McClellan's sale weekend coming up this weekend. Going to be on DV Auction, Panther Creek Ranch. He's got an Angus sale, the 29th annual production sale. He's got a lot of bulls on there. He's got bred cows, a lot of females. He's got pairs on there. You guys need to check that sale out. Especially if you're in this part of the country, you need to check that out. The Panther Creek Angus Ranch production sale is going to be this Saturday, April the 1st. It's going to be on DV Auction at 1 o'clock p.m. Central out of Bowen, Illinois. Get on there between now and then and look through those videos and check out the impressive breeding stock that he's got there. And if you do business with Mike McClellan, I guarantee you won't find a better guy to do that with. But don't forget that sale that's going to be coming up here this Saturday, April the 1st at 1 p.m. Let's talk about your board for Thursday, and like I told you, it was up. April live cattle was up $1.72 at 167.55. June was up $1.35 at 161. Still thinking that that's really far back from what it needs to be. I don't see us backing off of this active fat cattle market here as tight as supplies are. But your back months on live cattle up 72 to up $1.07. Feeder cattle up big too. March feeder cattle, of course, it's ending here at up 95 cents at 192.40. Very close to what your CME cash feeder cattle index is. April up $1.70 at 199.90, tickling $2 a pound for an 800-pound steer. All the rest of the months going out beyond that are over $2 a pound based on an 800-pound steer, and they were up big from $1.37 to up $1.92. Corn was even down a little bit. I mean, how much better could it get? May corn down a penny at 649.5. December down 3.5 cents a bushel at 567. May beans were down 2 3/4 cents at 1474.5 cents a bushel at the end of regular trading on Thursday. Fat cattle trade. I mean, active. As healthy a fat cattle trade day as we've seen since I remember, guys. Just really impressed by it. The Northern Plains sold live cattle $4 to $6 higher FOB. They sold dress sales delivered $3 to $10 higher. Your Southern Plains sold their cattle $4 higher. You look at Iowa, they traded 11,900 head, 13,800 head for the week, and there was more sales than that after the 2 o'clock deadline. Big trade day on Thursday, and we're expecting a healthy volume. And your live sales out of Iowa, 169 to 172. Dress sales from 268 to 275, people. Nebraska, 15,100 head confirmed on Thursday. Just sold 100 more than that earlier in the week, but I expect they'll have a big healthy trade, well over 20,000 head. But live sales in Nebraska from 168 to 172. Dress sales from 266 to 275. Kansas, 7,800 head. That's all they've sold this week, is what they had confirmed on Thursday, and there was going to be more than that, like I said, after the 2 o'clock deadline to turn that information in by the packers through mandatory price reporting. But live sales in Kansas, 164, not sure what happened there, up to the 168.50 that I told you about from a regional packer going north, but mostly at 167. A little bit of dress trade in Kansas at 272. Texas sold 7,300 head. That's all they've sold so far this week, from 165 to mostly all 167. A very impressive day. Just makes you feel good about fundamental indicators and the market responding to them. Box beef cutout values were lower. Choice cuts down $1.09 at 279.20. Selects down 44 cents at 268.46. Your slaughter's been healthy this week, up through the first 4 days of this week. 505,000 head of cattle harvested. That's 3,000 more than last week, 15,000 more than the same week a year ago. Your actual slaughter information come in 2 weeks behind, but had your average dressed steer carcass weight down 4 pounds from the previous report and back down to 899 pounds, and that should be plummeting even more than that. Talk about what else is going on. It's the end of the month. We've got your Punchy Pick of the Month winners coming to you right here. And listen to these and look at these photos here. And this has been so much fun, and I'm happy that Fair Peace, Beaver Feed, and Beaver County Stockyards has helped us make this a reality, and I think a lot of people are having fun with it. We've got Punchy Picks pouring in every day of the week, and it's just fun to go through there. I do not pick these myself. My co-workers pick them out, and I'm glad of that, because I don't know if I'd be able to pick them. But for third place this past month for your Punchy Pick of the Month winners, it's Dean Talbot from Encampment, Wyoming. This is the cowboy elk fence that they put up. If this ain't cool. I mean, the elk are hungry in that part of Wyoming. They're plentiful, and this is the fence that they put up to keep their cattle out of their haystack and out of their yard, guys. And it has been a battle. And don't think that these things are endangered species. They are plentiful, but the elk are hungry, coming up there to get some feed. Not that we don't want them to eat, but I mean, this hay is high, guys. You can't afford to be feeding all the elk in the country too. Second place is Matthew Nisley, and he's got his 2 boys. He's an auctioneer, cattle auctioneer up in the northern plains. His 2 boys, Chester, 7 years old, and Charlie, 6 years old, practicing in their team doctoring in the mud there, trying to get that calf down so they can treat that calf. But we thought this was a really cute Punchy Pick of the Month. But your Punchy Pick of the Month winner is Justin Snow at the Snow Ranch in Fallon, Nevada. He is branding and dehorning here, and I know Justin Snow. He is not afraid of work, and I would not fight Justin Snow for any amount of money. Thank goodness he's a good friend of mine, and that did not play a role in him winning this. But if you don't like that Punchy Pick there, I can't help you there. But I've heard that Justin Snow likes to spit on their back to calm them down whenever they get really excited there, and I'm not sure how that all works, but Justin Snow is going to be the winner of the big prize package. He's going to get a case of Fairpiece. He's going to get all kinds of swag from Fairpiece, beaver feed from Beaver, Oklahoma, Beaver County Stockyards in Beaver, Oklahoma. And we had another exciting month of the Punchy Pick winners. If you guys have a Punchy Pick, send it to Punchy at nationalbeefwire.com. Let's talk about your feeder cattle markets. Your real-time index on DV auction late in the day on Thursday sitting at 191.01, up another 45 cents there, guys. And we're just in a runaway market right now. And every day is new records for at least the last 8 years or so. But talk about our big sales on Thursday. Farmers and Ranchers Livestock in Salina, Kansas sold 4,300 head at their sale. Market ranged from steady to $8 higher. A stick-out deal at Farmers and Ranchers I saw was 57 head of 900-pound steers, bringing $184, guys. That's pretty impressive. How about Winter Livestock in Pratt, Kansas? 4,000 head for them. And your bigger high volume sales in that area weren't getting much more than that. So that's an impressive run for them. 4,000 head. It wouldn't be when the runs are big, but this time of the year, and they have been super dry out there, especially to the west of there. But I would like to give you the trend there, but the market reporting from the Federal State Market Reporter is so terrible. You know, you just look at that and it doesn't make any sense at all. And then they flagged all the cattle. You know, I was a market reporter and trained market reporters for many years, but when you're flagging half the cattle, what's the norm? And I don't understand that. If you look at the Federal State Market Report, you can check that out. But I thought it was an impressive sale. The stick-out sale I saw out of Pratt was 55 head of steers, weighed 821 pounds at $196. Wow. Your Zoetta stick-out sale of the day was Clarinda, Iowa. Clarinda Livestock Auction there had 2,600 head. Those people are friends of mine. Used to be at the United Producers Market in Maryville, Missouri. I used to report that market every week. Did some trade out of there. But John Anderson, Frank Hepker, Shane Deering, that used to be at St. Joe Stockyards, friend of mine's up there consigning cattle into there. But they had a really good sale. You look at this automated market report out of Clarinda, Iowa. You see your best tested weights, 339 head of 5-weight steer calves, average 549 pounds at 249.07 on the weighted average on all of those, nearly 250. Oh my gosh. 308 head of 6-weight steers, average 657 with a weighted average price of 223.02. Look at some heifers. 309 head of 5-weight heifer calves in Clarinda, Iowa, average 542 pounds with a weighted average price on all of them at 216.48. How about 369 head of 6-weight heifers at Clarinda, Iowa, that average 649 with a weighted average price of 196.96. But congratulations to them. They have good sales all the time, but really good sale there at Clarinda, Iowa. I'm going to give you some stick-out sales from all around the country, and if you wanted to have a stick-out sale on this report, you had to really be humping. But I've got to give an area some love here that I don't normally give, and it's fairly close to me, and we don't quote a lot of Texas sale barns, but they can sell cattle really well too. But Megan Atchison with Wichita Livestock Sales out of Wichita Falls, Texas, sent me some quotes through my friend Tommy Donnell and her friend also. But they had a really good sale at Wichita Falls, Texas, including some Red Angus calves. These are Red Angus heifers that I'm going to give you right off the cow. And being Red Angus and being female, I assume somebody's going to keep them back, or at least a portion of them back for replacements, because they're hard to find and everybody wants Red Angus females for replacement. But these were right off the cow. 51 head Red Angus heifers weigh 503 pounds at $2.10 a pound in Wichita Falls, Texas. How about Billings Livestock Commission? Billings Live had a big special on Thursday, 4,400 head. Not all their good cattle sell on the Northern Livestock video up there. They still have some good sales at Billings Live and at Pays there in Billings, Montana. But they did have their Spring Nile special on Thursday. Had some impressive quotes there. This was a super impressive quote that I saw. 96 head of steers, weighed 602 at $2.60 a pound. My gosh, they were value added, likely all natural, not sure about that, but it doesn't matter. It's a big time impressive quote. How about Columbus Sales Pavilion in Columbus, Nebraska? They sell 56 head of big steers, weighed 973 at 188.50. But the most impressive quote that I saw or heard of anywhere on Thursday, and I saw and heard of a bunch of them, and it's your Macrocin No BS top quote for the day. Not because I was in the area, but my good friend Brian Curlis, world champion livestock auctioneer, he sells for Fairview, Illinois Sale Barn. They have big time quotes when they have their specials. They had a special on Thursday. We often quote those cattle, and many times we quote the cattle of Rex McClure. He's a top backgrounder in the area. His cattle are professionally assembled by Kern Cattle Company out of Iowa. But he sold 6 loads in there, including in there was 63 head of yearling backgrounded steers, weighed 845 pounds at 203. And that's your feeder flash for Friday.